Last week I said I'd feature Max Eberle in this week's Rack of the Week, so here we go. This is a rack from my match with Max in Norfolk this year. I think there's some great examples of insurance balls in this rack and just some good classic straight pool. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into the rack. Max is taking a good long look at this break shot. That's perfect technique. That's what you want to do. Now he's come behind the cue ball and taking a good look too. So this is an inside angle. Notice it's just a straight high ball. The cue ball should curve to the bottom rail. Let's watch. Just like that. I like the speed on his cue ball too. It didn't take off and run all the way up table. You notice 6 balls in a triangular pattern. Now these 2 balls kind of came loose. 6 balls in from the center of the rack that are still remaining there, and the rest are completely free. That's just an ideal break shot. I'm going to pause Max real quick. He's already figured out what to do. So you're going to need to open these balls. You have one, doing a little bit of rack analysis. We have one potential break ball already. This 6 ball right here, that might be the break ball. But we won't decide until we get these balls open. We got a ball hanging in the jaws. That's always nice. 1 up table ball. So we'll have to deal with that. But I'm looking at, and Max is looking at these 6 balls in the rack area. How do we get those open with insurance? And it's on the very first shot. Cut the 4 ball into the 9, cue ball straight into the side of the rack. You're going to be the unluckiest person in the world if you don't get a shot after that. You're going to either have a shot on the 7 ball on the side, or a ball that's, the 4 ball might be hanging in the pocket. You might have that or a combination. Or these balls will open up and you'll have a shot on one of these balls over this way. There's just really, really unlikely you're not going to get a shot. So this shot is unmissable. Make sure you get that cue ball right. I want to send the cue ball right into that 1 ball. He hits the ball above the 1, but still, even if the 4 ball didn't come out, he's got a shot on the 7. So that's insurance. Now, these balls, let me pause Max again. Hold on, Max. Okay. These balls didn't open up quite as much as he would have liked. The break ball is still there. We didn't tie it up. There's still 2 balls that are a little bit tied up here. So what do? Open those balls immediately. You don't wait. And the 4 ball is ideal because you just come off the rail and tap those. And what do you have again? Insurance. 7 in the side, 13 ball this way is your insurance. There is no other shot. 100 straight pool players in the room, I think you're going to get 99.5 of them shoot the 4 ball and nudge the 3 and the 13. It's just perfect straight pool. And so that one turned out like this. Oops, we tied up a break ball. Not good, but not the end of the world either. Looking at it right away, you can tell Max immediately went to the 7. That's the most obvious shot. But what does that accomplish? You got to look at your problem areas. So what I see is the 14 ball doesn't go. It can go in this pocket. I'm trying to run this table without bumping any of these balls. The 14 can go over here, but first you got to shoot 4 balls to get out of the way. So that may not be the best option, but it does go here. And what's nice about it is that you have the 12 ball here to set you up to get that tricky short side position on that 14. So that's one thing that I noticed, but that's certainly not the only way to run this rack. And let's see, I don't think I remember exactly what he chooses. These 3 balls are just a little bit tricky. These 3 balls right here. You can get a shot on the 1 and then open them up or do something else. Let's see what Max decides. I guarantee you that whatever he goes for, it's going to be high percentage with insurance. Yeah, he didn't go for a breakout yet. Okay, so he played position for the 2. I remember now what he does. He's playing position for a low angle on the 2, and it's natural to send the cue ball straight up into that 14. So I think that's a better way of dealing with the 14 than mine. Mine would have relied on clearing 4 balls and then getting position to come back around. But this way, he's going to have a shot once again on this ball on the side, or this 15 ball, or worst case scenario, he's going to have a shot on the 1-3, a very easy combination. So once again, that's the 3rd shot in a row, or 3rd shot this rack with good insurance. Excellently executed shot. Now, either of these balls, these 2 balls right here, can be a break ball, and either one of the others can be a key ball for the other. That's not what he has to do. I mean, there's other options, but I'm just saying. Okay, so he's deciding to go for that 14. I think right now, or he may have been playing position for the 12 or the 5. I'm not certain. This is great straight pool again. Now, the theme of this week is insurance, but there's something else going on here that I noticed that I talked about a week or two ago, and that's balance. I'm going to put the 1 ball on this side of the table. So we have 6 balls, but one of these is going to be your break ball. So there's 3 balls on this side and 5 on this side. So it's natural. Max could have shot that ball and played position for the 1 ball back here or for the 7 in the side. But that's not the best straight pool because that's out of balance. So now he's going back to the right side. He can shoot the 14 or this. Which ball is that? I don't know, these colors are weird. That stripe or the 5. But he's choosing a ball on the right side of the table. So once again, super straight pool from Mad Max. So he could shoot the 5. There's a number of things he could do here. Let's just see what he does. Personally, what I'm thinking about an end pattern right now. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my end pattern. I know he doesn't shoot it, but we'll evaluate. If I'm going to use the 6 ball as the break ball, which is what I would like to use, I want to decide which one of these is my best key ball and work backwards. So there's a couple of key balls that are good. The 5 isn't bad, and it's untraditional. But if you give yourself an angle, you can bounce off this rail and come out, and then you're on your break shot. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is either of these balls, these stripe balls. So you might have to shoot the 12 first. Once the 12 is gone, then you can use the 5 to get an angle on the 12 on this 10 and bounce out. That's a really good end pattern, and that's what he ends up shooting. I see one further key ball that I like, and I actually like it better than both of those, and that's the 8 ball. Because any angle on this 8 ball, or a nice angle on this 8 ball, and it's very simple to go 2 rails like this and get to this position for your 6 ball break shot. So so here's how I work that backwards. If the 6 is my key ball, what's your K2? Well, it's going to be one of these. And right now, you don't want to shoot either of these in this pocket. You have to get a position on these balls, one of these balls over here. How are you going to do that? With this ball, because it's right there. It's right where you need to be on this side. You can either get a shot on the 7 in the side or the corner, probably in the corner, and then bounce off this rail, and then you can shoot either of these balls into this pocket. So I'm working backwards. So now we're going to go 6, 3, 1, or 1, 3, 7. So what I see, if those are my last 4 balls, that means we're shooting these 4 balls first. How are you going to get on the 7? Often the shot that gets you onto this ball is diagonal from it. So that'd be the 5. Look at that 5 ball. You can get this angle and bounce out here and get on the 7. You can get close to straight in and just follow forward and over. You can get this angle on the 5 and go 2 rails and get on that 7. The 5 is the best ball to get on the 7. So I'm working backwards on my end pattern. 8, 3, 1, 7, 5. How am I going to get on the 5? You do it a number of ways, but obviously the 14 is the easiest shot. And I like shooting the 14, coming over here. You're almost straight on the 12. You shoot the 12, then the 10, back up here. So the end pattern is 14. What is this ball? Let's call it the 12. The end pattern is 14, 12, 10, 5, 7, 1, 3, or 3, 1, and then shoot the 8 and go 2 rails over to your break shot. So it's not that complicated. Maybe at first glance it looks like it, but notice this too. If you connect these balls, they don't cross each other. It's a circle. It's a circular pattern. You're just working your way from here around. And a lot of your end patterns will end up being a circle like this. Now, Max doesn't shoot that. Let's take a look at what he shoots. It kind of looks like he starts out that way, and maybe he had that in mind. So this is perfect. You can just tap that 12 in, then you're on the 10 back up here, and you can get whichever angle you prefer for that 5 ball. Really, it's a really natural end pattern. But he doesn't choose that, and why not? because he's already got the end pattern in mind, 5-10. And I mentioned that. That's my second favorite end pattern. And obviously it's Max's favorite. He's going to end with 5-10. So how do you get there? You're going to use which ball, let's pause this. Which of these 4 balls, now that we know what his last 2 balls are going to be, which of these 4 balls is the best one to get position on the 5? Well, it would have been the 8, because you can cut the 8 and go to this rail and come out here. But he's on the 8 now, so we're gonna choose from these 3. Probably it's going to be the 1 or the 3. That's my guess. Let's take a look. So he's too straight on this ball. He's going to draw back to get on the 1 and the 3. And didn't get a good shot on those. But now the 7 sets you up for the 1 and 3. And what did I say earlier about the end pattern? A shot on the 7, either in the corner or the side, you're already there. The cue ball's already there for position here. So this is a great. He may have been playing position for the 7 and not the 1-3 when he drew the 8 back. So really great. This is a great end pattern as well. Now you can shoot either one, the 3 first or the 1. Get yourself an angle, whichever angle you prefer, to come back up table for the 5. Classic straight pool. And we expect no less from Max. This is really great. You can choose. You can go either way. I prefer to go this way to the rail and then out. And I'm just coming out just past center table. Then I know I've got a shallow enough angle to control the cue ball for the 10. Max draws it straight towards the 5, which is another great option. You want to be careful, because if you draw it too much, then you've got the wrong angle. Now you've got to go to the rail with inside English, and it gets trickier. But he drew it perfectly. Perfect angle on the 5. And then he's doing, look at that. I'm going to pause that. Let me go back. I'm going to go back. Do that again. I talk to my students about this all the time. Now, Max is a seasoned pro, and this is an easy shot. Shoot the 5, bounce off the rail, get an angle on the 10. What could be simpler? But what does a seasoned pro do? They walk over and look at the angle. Come on, guys. Start doing that if you're not. Even on the simplest of shots, why do you do that? 2 reasons. Number 1, it's important. You have a chance to run a lot of balls here. You have a perfect angle. Don't mess it up. Just do it right. Second reason, it's always, always helpful to stand behind the ball and get a picture of what you want. Then when you walk around back to shoot the 5 ball, there's no doubt whatsoever in your mind about what you want. It's good straight pool. It's just good pool in general, and it's very good straight pool. So, given everything that I just said, what does Max do? He gets a wrong angle. Oh no, he drew it too far. You know he didn't want to do that. He wanted the cue ball to stop right here, which would have been perfect. Now, I'll give a little bit of a tip, which you may or may not want to take. The 5 ball was somewhere right here, right? So you're looking for a shallow angle on the 10, just enough to bounce out. So how about stunning the cue ball straight to the rail and straight back out? Now you have a longer shot on the 10, but you've got the right angle. So what Max did was drew the cue ball this way, which sends it on this trajectory. So now, if it doesn't stop in the right place, you have too much angle. Now, it's beautiful when it comes off right, because you're very close to the ball, so it's a much higher percentage, much more control to get the cue ball exactly right out here for the 6. But that's a little lesson there. He overdrew that a little bit. That positional route that he chose was really would give him a better shot on the 10, but it's a little bit riskier. It's not much, 2%, just a little bit riskier. So you've got to decide how confident are you in the speed control of the table. Now, Max is doing the right thing. What did I just say? He's out of line. He's got too much angle now, so he's got to go back and forth. Look what he's doing. He's spending a lot of time standing back here. Look at the shot. Decide exactly how it's going to come off, exactly where the cue ball is going to go. Get that mental picture in your mind. See that ball going in the pocket before. Look how much time he's spending. It's not on pause. That's good straight pull. That's good pull in general, good straight pull. Then he walks over behind the cue ball. Same thing. Run this back and count how many seconds. That's at least 5 seconds, at least, before he gets down on the ball. Now, that's not a lot of time when you're measuring time, but 5 seconds is a lot, and that's what you need to do to try and recover here. Ball in the center of the pocket. Now, the cue ball came forward. He didn't want to scratch. This is a really tough shot, what he just shot, because you don't want the cue ball to come back and then scratch in the side. You don't want the cue ball to come above the side pocket. Then you're way far away from your break shot. So that was a really tough shot that he attempted, and he almost got the speed perfect. I agree with his decision to go 3 rails rather instead of 2, because it's easier to judge the cue ball speed from this side rail over to here, that's this distance, versus trying to judge the speed from this rail over to here, which is a longer distance. So he shot it the right way, really tough shot, and a great effort at recovering from that misplayed position. And it shows you how important it is to get just right on your key ball on your K2. This is a low percentage break shot, and he hit it well. I think he was trying to hit the top of the high ball, and then the cue ball could skim off, and then you're very likely to have a shot into this pocket. The other way to do it is spin it a little more and try and hit the other corner and come down this way and hope you get a shot on a low ball back this way. Great effort by Max, just didn't work out, and then he plays a safety. But I think that rack of straight pool by Max had a lot of classic straight pool in it. A lot of insurance balls, a lot of intelligent decision making in shots and position. Hope you enjoyed that, and happy holidays. See you next week on Rack of the Week.